So let's see what the storyline is gonna be for the potential last game of this best of 7. Does LGD come back or does TTG just crush this competition for the O?
If they don't come back, they will be bidding goodbye to this trophy.
Output by the side of the Erin and the Dunshan. But with that being said, this is definitely still a chance for TTG to close the game right here, right now. But of course, we want to hear the cheers. Let the fans cheer.
Yikes, that's a lot of poke damage on towards Classics already in that early matchup here. Another surprising lane rotation here on towards Snowy and Joy, putting Crane more on towards the defensive side in towards that bottom farm lane here. So this is why you play around the farm lane. You put focus on towards Snowy so you can cruise the map on this strong early pick compared to Crane. The Lgdnbw isn't able to move the map as fast as the Goya.
No, but it's so smart, right? Because look at the movement, right? By Snowy and Joy, now they have successfully kind of slowed down the game for Classics as well as Lure. So it's a 2-in-1 with 1 rotation. That's crazy value.
Yeah, you punch out Classics HP on the Hano, and then you collect all these jungle resources, simultaneously collecting the gold sharing function on towards Sunrise jungle. So you're getting a lot of benefit from one single lane swap.
Yeah, in the meantime, Xiaoqiu, I mean, he's doing well, but he only has 1 wave to work around. And he did get that.
Die, do not fall in the rotation. That's how you play a Goya to a perfection.
Okay, but at the same time, I think Xiaoqiu has found immense value, quite a bit of damage on the T1 in the bottom side of the map. Now, it's a very slight goalie for the side of TTG, but this is going to snowball a lot if they make the wrong choice at the 4-minute mark again.
And I'm a bit worried here coming in for Classics build here. He's not going for the Venomous Staff early as the first item, so who will really reduce the healing coming in from Sunrise on that Dune, being having the double refresh with the Dolia?
I mean, I think they're hoping to be able to burst down the members on the side of Talent Gaming. While burst is not exactly in the kit, in the overall lineup on the side of LGD in the early parts of the game, that is definitely possible.
It will be possible, and it may be a potential wave setup. Yeah, setup has been started here as the Kaiser on the side of Hui has entered the pit to try to gain more of these vision controls here, but 5 members strong coming from Talent Gaming doesn't allow LGD to even come into this pit here. So Tyrant, default, goes over to the hands of Talent Gaming with no contention.
Okay, so that's a good value for the side of Sunrise. He manages to get that resource for the team. Did not get the steal onto the relevant buffs as well. That will be given to the side of Xiaoqiu. Now, with that being said, where else can LGD extract value across the map?
I think they will definitely have to find plays coming in from Hui and also Luo here. So the double marksman for the side of Luo and Xiaoqiu comes online about like 8 to 10 minutes at about 3 items. That's where you find value here, but hang on a moment as Crane is in danger.
Yep, with the flash as well. That's a guaranteed first blood. Nice movement by the side of LGD. A great start for what needs to be an impressive run to make this series come back to life for the side of LGD.
Another buff being secured for the side of TT. So wait, does that go TT?
Yes, it went into the hands of Sunrise there. But we'll take a look at the first blood here. This is why that combination is so scary, right? You block off all of the resources with the All Shield. That's the ultimate on the side of Xiao Zai. And yeah, you don't have the ultimate to work with. No freezes, no value whatsoever from Crane.
But take a look at the bottom side here. We are looking at a tower take up here for the side of Lgdnbw. They do get 2 towers in quick succession thanks to the early game here. But towards the top side here, more jungle invasion here, but it doesn't go in favor for the side of Talent Gaming here. So good news thus far for LGD.
Okay, Luo is looking a little bit scary at this point. Has to use the ultimate, gets a bit of damage, but it's really just about buying time because they have a wave crashing in the middle. And this is exactly what they need to do because this is what Ching was doing to them in the first 3 games of this series.
Yeah, and it's looking so good coming in for the side of Talent Gaming. Hang on a moment though, as Dune gets engaged on.
Oh, the big catch here. They actually get down the major tank. Hui is down, Xiao Zai as well. All the tanks are down on the side of Lgdnbw Gaming. There is more value to be had. Classics though, he does have the Fate Rewind, so there is some time and space bought for the side of LGD.
We were praising LGD, we were saying all the good stuff here on Xiaozhu on that errand here, but one big fight coming in from Ching and Sunrise turned the tables coming in for the side of TTG, and right now, getting that tier 1, they are looking hungry for that jungle invasion.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, this is still a giveable objective coming in for the side of LGD, whereby they still need to protect their jungle on the cross map, right? You can see 5 members converging on towards Ching here, but you have no crowd control to capture this Byron here, or do you?
Alright, 4-on-1, that is the case. With that, the shields as well, force field suppression.
Guys!
Sees him slide, he makes it out, what is happening?
But you do not have enough crowd control to really lock it down. But let's take a look at the replay on how exactly TT found those 2 kills. It was the Dun tanking up front for the side of Sunrise, and immediately a flash engage coming in for the side of Ching finds 2 successive members.
It was a very early ult shield coming in from Xiaozhu. I think that was one of the main reasons why they won that fight on the side of Talent Gaming. But here we go. Another fight that will not be engaged is really just making sure they push the members back here as they look for some entrance into the Crimson buff here. Will it be stolen? Will not be. Secured here. Big fight happening. A lot of life lost. Sunrise will be taken down, and this might be the turnaround they've been looking for the entire game. LGD looking for more, but the refreshed Raging Sandstorm will be the deterrence against LGD.
Very good catch here coming in from LGD. That is the exact moment you need, because it is the 10th minute mark. No jungle available coming in from Talent Gaming. This is your moment to make a big comeback into this game.
Yep, he's still out for the next 9 seconds. No way he makes it in, but a nice engage coming in. Ching catches the 3 with the Fate Rewind as well. They're just buying time. If they can get the kill, that'll be great. But for now, Ching just wants to hold them off, buy some time before Sunrise comes. But on the backlines, it's not looking too good. Nice catch onto Lord. Finishing blow by the side of Ching, they get him down. Now the chase coming in from the combination of Xiaozhu as well as Xiaozai. Can they finish the job here? Sunrise is finally joining the battle at the same time. Snowy finding value for that backline. Xiaozhu not long for this world, taken down. And for all of their efforts, LGD still suffer at the hands of Talent Gaming.
Painful for the side of LGD Gaming. It looked so good for them at the start of the fight. It was a 4v5 in favor of them, but Ching with the heroic play, finding a 3-man knockup and soaking 4 members of damage. He was in a 1v4 situation.
So many things that went right for TTG, right? Now they get that Shadow Tyrant 10-minute mark once again. And it's very scary because TTG, they didn't really need to win the fight. It's just holding the side of LGD off so that Sunrise can come back in time.
It is looking like tournament elimination in the sights of Lgdnbw Gaming. If they lose this game, they lose out the tournament route for the 2025 KPL Grand Finals.
Look at that, 29% of the team's damage was dealt by Ching here, soaking up 34 as well. This is an insane stat for the side of Ching, and he truly is carrying the team on the weight of his shoulders.
He is playing an immaculate series so far. I think with the current happening, he might just go on to get another MVP title if Talent Gaming can close out this game.
Exactly. Look, surviving a 4v1, making it out, buying space, allowing Snowy to take a T1, turning and holding the fight so that Sunrise can come back into the battle, get the kills for the side of TT Gaming as well. And now they have the Tyrant buff, Shadow Tyrant by the way. Look, there's so much value Ching has given.
Yeah, so much value, 5,000 gold leads in the pockets here with the Shadow Tyrant. You will see all the outer turrets being collected by TTG, and then what's next? You will see them go for that Shadow Vanguard. That's where the inner turrets will start to be in shambles coming in from LGD.
Yeah, right now I think it's really all about Classics. Classics is finding the hits with these Scepters of Fate, but he does not have the damage, right? Just the Chalice as well as the Venomous Staff is not enough damage to be able to deal the deterrence against TTG.
They're lacking so much damage here on the side of LGD here. Who will realistically take down Ching and Sunrise before they even manage to find Snowy or Crane here? But there is a situation. If Lord can find a miraculous backline flank on towards Snowy and Crane, that might just put LGD back into this game.
It will be difficult to do so, right? I think at this point, Snowy is going to be operating very independently. If you have to throw everything onto him, you might not be able to deal with the rest of the members like Ching and even Crane as well. Now, with that being said, Holy Grail, a lot of cooldown reduction for the side of Classics. We're just waiting for him to get the Twilight Stream. It has to be the item that maybe changes the game for the side of LGD.
But does he have the time? Because the flashing gaze come true.
Yep, they do commit onto the jungle here. Ching is actually also taking quite a bit of damage. The defense, it does come through. They buy a bit of time, but a lot of damage has been dealt onto the T3 at the top. And TTG, they're still in a decent fighting shape.
Yeah, TTG, indeed, they are in a decent fighting shape, but due to the fail of an attempt here, the waves are starting to get thinned out by Luo on that Chicha here. But Vanguards are marching towards the bot side as the second round of invasion has started to happen.
Nice jump by the side of Ching as well, trying to get down the main tank that is the Kaiser. Hui manages to regenerate with his Invincible Warrior, but the damage has been done. They use the Fate Rewind, save the T3 at the bottom, but still, these are super minions that will be marching down on the bottom side of the map.
For LGD, it is a matter of timing right now. If they can hold one more rotations here of the shadow objectives, because 20 seconds will be the Tyrant, and then 2 more minutes will be that Vanguard here. If they can hold this rotation, they might push this game into a Tempest Dragon angle. That's where the gold lead no longer matters that much compared to the Tyrant timing now.
That's a very tough ask. Ching is about close to 2,000 gold ahead of his counterpart in lore. And the most important, Snowy is also close to 2,000 gold ahead of his counterpart Xiaojiu.
Ooh, much of a jungle invasion here as we see the red buff being committed over to the hands of Xiaojiu. That is good news on the side of LGD here. They will need whatever they have towards the pockets of this carry here. But look at the mid lane here.
Chasing in onto Ching once again, putting a lot of damage onto him. Did not have to commit too big of a resource, and they will get that Tyrant buff, and it's all over. LGD instantly melted Xiaoju and Xiaozai. The two-man combination broken from the get-go as Talent Gaming. Now this is the time to really make it hurt.
This is an absolute disaster coming in from Lgdnbw Gaming. This is the exact way you bow off the tournament here. Losing your main carry here, Xiaojiu, is no way.
Oh, nice flash! Ching catches 2 as well. They might be able to catch the backline here in the form of Hui as well as Classics. They're just moving them across. They want the backdoor protection taken away. It is going to be taken away at this point. Fate Rewind going to be used, but he's in the middle 4. And with that, Classics, he has to stand tall with Hui, who is so low. The T3s are being threatened, and it's going to be taken down. Just the top one left for the side of Lgdnbw Gaming.
But fortunately enough, for the side TTG, they do back off. They do look to recuperate, and then the next objective up for grabs is in 30 seconds for that Shadow Vanguard. It is looking so grim for the side of Lgdnbw Gaming. They need to find a miracle play. If not, they are out of this.
Yeah, look, Ching is just holding 4 people at one go. And now Sunrise, he wants to push the wave back. They want to allow the minions to come in. One more T3, it's going to be mega minions. And this is not the ideal state for the side of Lgdnbw Gaming.
You can see Talent Gaming's discipline. They are at the verge with a 8,000 goal lead, but they are not rushing. They are just playing towards their standards here. Collect the buffs, steal away the buffs, and then what's next? Shadow Vanguard on the top river here. Take that, and then they go for the final push here. Such a beautiful game displayed by Talent Gaming thus far, but Lgdnbw, Crystal yet to fall. There is still hope, even if it's small.
There is a small hope, but this might be the longest 3 minutes that Lgdnbw Gaming will ever experience.
They have to. It is their final shot right now. If they don't hold this last push, this is the end of their road in the KPL Grand Finals knockout stage. This is the final attempts that they have if they want to survive in this largest tournament of the KPL season.
By every information out there, this is not supposed to be a win for the side of Lgdnbw Gaming at this stage of the game. They have a barren base, they're behind in farm, and right now they have the Shadow Overlord flying down for the side of TTG. Can they turn this around?
But item slots are starting to fill up for the side of LGD here if TTG overcommits in the team fight here, as we see Luo slowly trailing behind, wanting to find a backline assassination here that could make all the difference they need in this final game.
Yep, LGD make the hold with the Unruly Blade. They jump in on the side of Sunrise as well. It's about pulling the minions back. They get the 2 nice knock-up, and it's going to be big on the backline, so they have managed to find. It is going to be a nice rotation from the side of Lore. He gets that first kill onto Joy, but it's just a roam. On the other side, Talent Gaming, they're trying to go on to Xiaojiu at this point, and he's falling low. He's going to be taken down.
It's over.
45 seconds, no combination. Just Hui and Classics. They have to do all the work in the world. Can they do it? Because Classics has already already given away his first life. He's already used the favorite one, and the crystal will be destroyed. TTG, a clean sweep today for the O.
What a masterclass of a series displayed by the side of Guangzhou Talent Gaming there. They played every single step to a perfection. What they